Hello, everyone. I'm Miss Jennifer, and I normally work at the Tippecanoe branch of the Milwaukee Public Library. We all miss seeing you at our libraries and want to continue to be a resource for you during this time while our buildings remain closed. School is ending, which means that summer reading is here. You can sign up to join the Super Reader Squad at mpl.org and track your reading all summer long. And if you're not sure what to read next, we will have new suggestions for you with each session of our middle grade edition of First Chapter Friday. Today, I'm sharing with you a title by one of my favorite contemporary authors, Erin Entrada Kelly. You may have read her debut book, Hello Universe, which won the Newbery Award in 2018. She has several other wonderful books, including one that just came out this month called We Dream of Space. But I'm going to be reading from Lalani of the Distant Sea, which is her first fantasy title. It's an adventure story woven with the threads of Filipino mythology and lots of imagination. It's a wonderful way to journey to a new world without going anywhere. The island of San Laguita, where Lalani lives, is struggling. It's hard to find food, and the plants have all withered from a lack of rain. Lalani's life isn't easy, working all day under the direction of her cruel stepfather and stepbrother. And then one day, Lalani stumbles on an opportunity to make a difference, but her actions cause even more trouble, and soon she makes a drastic decision that sets her down a dangerous path. Lalani of the Distant Sea by Erin Entrada Kelly is published by Green Willow Books, an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers, and we'd like to thank them for permission to share this with you. The book also has illustrations by Leanne Cho, and I'll be holding up those pages for you to see as well. Lalani of the Distant Sea. It starts with this beautiful map that shows you what Lalani's island looks like. So this is San Laguita. Here's Mount Cana that they feel is cursed and gets angry at the villagers when they don't do what it wants. There's the veiled sea that separates them from another island with Mount Isa, which is rumored to be filled with wonderful things, but anytime anyone journeys there, they never make it back. And here is Lalani. There are stories of extraordinary children who are chosen from birth to complete great quests and conquer evil villains. This is no such story. Sometimes you are an ordinary child. Sometimes you choose yourself. Come closer, nestle deep. Travel now to two mountains. They are alive, at least to those who live among them. One of them towers darkly. It casts a shadow of vengeance, impatience, and fear. The San Laguitans call it Mount Cana. The other mountain, if you can call it that, is bathed in light. Set foot here, and you will have all of life's good fortunes, whatever those may be. This is Mount Isa. You can't see Isa now. No human has ever laid eyes on her. Nevertheless, the San Laguitans are certain the mountain calls to them. They die trying to answer. They attempt journey after journey. They are pushed by their faith, not knowing that they believe in the wrong things. Their ships sink. Their hearts break. And yet they make the trip because they feel Isa's presence on an invisible horizon. Somewhere far away, yet close enough to touch. Somewhere beyond the distant sea. The three of them. 12-year-old Lalani Sarita had heard the story of the mountain beast many times. She knew of his mangled face, his house of stolen treasures, and his penchant for evil trickery, but she begged to hear it all again anyway. It was the perfect night for ghost stories. The moon cast a bluish glow through the slats of the Yuzi house, and jars of bulb flies shine like stars in the corners of the front room. Lo Yuzi leaned forward in her rocking chair to eye the members of her audience closely. There were three of them, of course: Lalani, her best friend Veda, and Veda's younger brother, Hepsby. Imagine you are an old man, Loyuzi, who was Veda and Hepsi's mother, said. She spoke in the loudest of whispers, and the chair creaked when she moved. Her hands, rough and scarred from years of pulling plants, sat folded on her lap. Your face is weary with wrinkles, and your nose is missing. Lalani pressed her palms to her cheeks and pulled them down, imagining her face sagging with age. Hetsy, who was only 1 year younger than the girls, laughed behind a closed fist. You live on Mount Kana, Loyuzi continued. You spend your days all alone, dreaming of your other life, when you had friends and family. But you know that this life is what you're due, because of all your sins. And one day, a brave but frightened boy decides to climb the mountain, even though all the villagers tell him not to. Her expression darkened. Mount Kana doesn't wish to be disturbed, the villagers say. It will eat you alive. She snatched at the air in front of their faces, and they all flinched, even though she'd done this dozens of times before. And you know they're right, because the mountain only loves evil things like you. But this boy doesn't listen to the villagers. He fills his lucky bronze canteen and sets out anyway. And this makes you happy because... Wait, said Hepsy, frowning. You forgot the eyes. Oh, right. Lalani realized that too. The eyes were the most important part of the story. Veda tossed her long raven hair over her shoulder and braided it, something she did when she was impatient. Ah, yes, the eyes, Loyuzi said. She sighed and leaned back. I suppose we'll have to start again another time. Just backtrack a little bit and we can keep going, said Lalani quickly. I'd rather start a new path than trace old ones, Loyuzi said. Besides, it's time for sleep. We need to wake as early as we can to beat the sun. But there was no point in that, and they all knew it. There had been no rain for months, and the heat was relentless. It didn't matter what time you woke up, you were going to sweat. Veda was already half standing. Loyuzi snapped her fingers toward her daughter and motioned for her to sit back down. We have benediction. Veda sighed and took her seat again. Loyuzi bowed her head. Lalani did too. Mount Kana, they all said in unison, although Lalani suspected Veda wasn't saying a word. Spare us another night. Remain quiet and peaceful in our gratitude. Once they were nestled in their Oostrum stuffed blankets, which splayed across the floor of the sleeping room, Veda grumbled as usual about the benediction. It's so silly, she whispered. She turned on her side to face Lalani. Loyuzi was in the basin room, rinsing the vegetables they picked earlier that day. Why are we asking a mountain to remain quiet? Mountains are mountains. Don't say that, said Hetsby. Lalani didn't know another boy who spooked as easily as Hetsby. Maybe because he didn't have a father to show him all the ways of men. Then again, many boys didn't. Not if they were children of sailors, as the three of them were. The life of a sailor didn't last long in San Lagita, after all. Either way, it's a good story, Lalani said. I wish my mother told stories like that. She thought of her mother's lined face and tired eyes. But that's all it is, a story. This place has too many of those, said Veda. Maybe you should go climb it then, Hetsy said, elbowing her in the back. Since it's just a mountain, take a canteen and go up tomorrow, and let's see how brave you are. I have more important things to do, said Veda. I need plants for Tapi's solve. Tapi Orgaleo, the sick baby 3 houses down. Lalani pushed her blankets away with her feet. Too warm for a blanket, too warm for anything. I'll help you pick them, Lalani said. Veda smiled mournfully. I'm not sure I'll need much help, Sola. There aren't many plants left. Speaking of Tapi, Hetsy said excitedly, his sisters said they found hair on the rocks along the southern shore. Ziva's hair. Really? Lalani said. Veda rolled her eyes. How do they know it's Ziva's? It was long and black and stretched between the rocks like a web, Hetsby said, waving his narrow fingers together. There's no other explanation. All the women in the village have long black hair, Beta said. It could belong to anyone. Hetsby dropped his arms to the side. But how did it get between the rocks then? Any number of ways, said Beta. Like I said, this place has too many stories. We need to solve real problems, like how I'm going to make medicine without any plants. The three of them lay there silently. That was a real problem indeed. Maybe we can ask the mountain for rain, Lalani said softly. I'm not asking the mountain for anything, Hetsby whispered. What if the mountain beast hears us? What if he's listening now with his pointed ears and comes and steals us in his sleep? They're just stories, Beta said. Lalani took her friend's hand and squeezed. I'll ask, just in case. She closed her eyes. Please, Tana, give us rain. Her imagination floated up and up the mountain, trying to picture a peaceful benefactor. Instead, she saw the beast, just as Lo-Yuzi described, except now he had sharp, pointed claws. He scrambled toward her, scuttering like a tree creature, toppling treasures in his wake. Give me your eyes, he hissed, and you can have anything you wish for. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this book, you can find a digital copy on the Libby app or request it through our curbside pickup locations. More information can be found on our website, and more great books by Erin and Tretta Kelly can be found on Libby or Hoopla, or by searching the apps or the catalog. Some other great titles to look for are Manana Land by Pam Munoz Ryan and I Can Make This Promise by Christine Day. For more programs and resources, keep a lookout for our calendar and updates on the Milwaukee Public Library's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye.